We're going to do a quick little recording here to make sure that everybody has the appropriate file transfer utilities installed on their computer so we can proceed with Chapter 4 and beyond. Starting off here with just a generic search page with Firefox. The program that we're looking for is called WinSCP. So if you search for that, you should find the official site here at winscp.net. We'll go to the download page. On the download page over here to the left is the installation package at 5.6 megabytes. That's what you're going to want to grab. That will begin to download momentarily. We'll take and save that file, and then we'll install it. Now if you're running a Mac, this won't work on a Mac, but there are other products like FileZilla or SFTP that could be utilized, so you'll need to look at those and see which one is perhaps the best choice for you. Okay, so the file is downloaded. I'll go ahead and click on it and run it to install it. Accept the usual parameters. You can just accept the defaults as you go through here. Typical install is fine. Here you have a choice between your user interface style. I like the older style commander type of a interface. You can also use the Explorer interface. So I will go ahead and install. If you really like the product, you can donate some money. Okay, when the product launches, it's going to look like this. Get that out of the way. And you're going to set up a new site. You'll notice that the connections are over here on the left. To the right is the parameters that you'll use to connect to the site. You'll need to make sure you have the secure FTP selected. Port number will be 22 because that's the SSH port that we'll be using for secure communications. And the host name, you're going to put in your net ID number, and then the dot, and then the domain is SC or CSCI 105 and .com. So that identifies the host. For your username, that will also be your net ID. And the password that I'll give to you will go in there, or you can add that in later here. You also have the option to save this connection. If you click on the save button, you can say OK, and it'll create that site over here to the left, which will make it a little bit easier to log in the future. Once you're ready, you click on the login prompt down here. It'll go out and it'll try and connect to the host. And the first time you connect, you'll get this little warning that'll come up saying that the host's security key is not in your cache, and do you want to add it? And if you trust the host, press yes. Since we do trust the host, we're going to press yes, and should not see that anytime in the future. Now you have an opportunity to enter in your password. It'll go out, connect, and this is the screen that you'll be utilizing to move files around. So if we were to find the right folder here, over on the left is your local hard drive, and over here on the right is the files up on the web server. You'll notice that your home directory up here is called /home and then / your username, and below that you have a directory for your World Wide Web stuff, so www is where you're going to put everything. So you'll have to double click on that to enter into that particular directory. I would recommend over here on the left that you begin thinking about organizing your files as we discussed in the file structure little video. We have here the ability to create new directories, or you can do this outside of this program. You can do it on your regular File Explorer type of an application. But I'm going to go ahead and create a new folder called www so that it matches up with what I have on the website. And I'll double click on that so that I'm actually in that file. Now this folder over here to the right where you have your home directory for your website, this file quickstart.html is what's actually being executed when you go to your home page. This is the default that gets put in there by the internet service provider. We're not going to use it. We're going to get rid of it eventually, but for the moment it serves as a practical place to start. What I want to do is move a copy of that over from the web server to my local directory here. So I'm going to just click on it and drag it over and drop it. And it's going to ask me if I want to download that file. And I can say OK. You can also uncheck this box so that you don't see this every time. And then it will download and drop it over here. So now it's on my local drive and I can edit it over here. We'll show you a way to make that a little smoother, but for the moment, if I go to my Explorer and I go to where that file is located, you'll see that it's there. I'm going to open it. Well, I don't have Notepad++ installed yet. Okay, normally we're going to want to open these with Notepad++, which will be the editor that we're going to use. So just very briefly then, you can see that I've downloaded a file, quickstart.html, and dropped it over here in my newly created www directory, which I can also access and find using my regular Internet Explorer, File Explorer application here. So I can edit this file with an appropriate editor, which we still need to install. So why don't we go ahead and do that while we're thinking about it. I'm back to my browser. This time I'm going to search for Notepad++. Now Notepad++ is what we're going to use instead of the generic Notepad application that is built into Windows, which is really pretty lame and not very friendly for doing programming work. So we'll go over here to the download and we'll just select the current version, or you can just hit the installer package is the simplest one to pick. So again, that comes up and we save that file. This is a fairly small file. It shouldn't take too long to download. See, you can monitor the progress of your downloads here. All right, once it's downloaded, we'll install that. We can accept the defaults. You might want to create a shortcut on your desktop here. And then finish that up. And this is what the application looks like. It's a basic text editor. We'll cover this a little bit more detail later. Let me minimize this out of the way. Now the object here, as we move forward, is going to be to edit a file, an HTML file in Notepad++, and then take and upload those changes to the website. So let me just go ahead and close this out. I'm going to do File, Open, and I'm going to navigate to my directory where I have, oops, not that one, my HTML files. I'm going to select that and open it, and here you can see the HTML code that is contained in the quickstart.html. Now we can verify this. We can go open the browser and we can go to the actual website. And here's what is being displayed on our website. So notice the similarities here. The title, My web page is almost here. All right. Paragraph, upload your website to get started is being displayed right there. And some other information, and we'll get into all of this stuff in Chapter 4. The important thing I want to note here is just kind of real quickly go through the process of what we're going to be doing as we upload files. All right, so let's make a change. We'll go into the text file and we'll say change upload to Matt's great website is coming soon. Okay, now we're going to go up here and save those changes. We're going to go back over here to our file transfer utility. We're going to grab quickstart.html, which we just made changes to. We're going to drag it up and drop it up here. We're going to confirm yes, and we also have to confirm that we're going to overwrite it. It'll upload it. Now that that's there, I can go back to my web browser and I can refresh my website, and now you can see that the changes that I've made are now being reflected up on the website. So that's a quick tour of the process, the workflow, if you want to look at it that way, the workflow that we're going to use to transfer files back and forth. When you're completed with the work, you need to go ahead and disconnect your session. To do that, you come up here to the menu where it says Session, and then you disconnect, and then just say Close, and then that closes the whole application out. So that completes our tutorial for utilizing the WinSCP application to do file transfers back and forth to our website. So go ahead and work on getting that downloaded and installed. As I mentioned, for you Mac users out there, FileZilla is a very similar application. It is available in a Mac version, so you can do that. And like I said, it looks basically the same kind of a thing, where you have your files on the left for your local and your remote site on the right, and you simply drag them back and forth. So whichever one you prefer, find a FTP client that you like, and we'll utilize that for the rest of the semester. All right.